For the people of Pala, the Kurisuppally or church tower is an emotional landmark, regardless of faith. You may have seen it in films or while passing through town, but not everyone knows the story behind it. The 200-year history of this chapel is, in many ways, the history of Pala town itself. So how did this structure come to life in the heart of town? The story begins with Palli, also known as St. Thomas Cathedral. The Pala Jubilee Chapel is jointly run by the three major churches in the area: Palli, Lalam St. Mary's Old Church and Lalam St. George Puttanpalli. But the story truly begins with the founding of Palli. Built in 1002 on the far side of Meenachal River, it was the first Christian place of worship in Pala. As Pala grew into a busy trading center on both banks of the river, people needed a place of worship closer to town. So in 1837, a small chapel was built in the heart of the old Angadi market. This chapel, dedicated to St. Thomas, faced west towards the market. In 1904, a new chapter began. To mark the golden jubilee of the proclamation of the Immaculate Conception, a statue of the Virgin Mary was brought here from France. It was placed in the newly built altar facing east. This became the Jubilee Chapel, and the annual festival known as the Tirunal came to be called the Jubilee Tirunal. The altar and pedestal were blessed on December 8, 1904. On August 3, 1934, at midnight, the sacred image in the chapel was destroyed by miscreants. A marble statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary was later brought from Italy at the request of George Thomas Kurisuppally, a freedom fighter and former municipal chairman of Pala, and was permanently installed there. This is the statue seen today. Over time, the old stone chapel weakened and there was a strong call to build something that matched the spirit of Pala. After lengthy discussions, the foundation stone for a new chapel was blessed on August 21, 1955 by the first bishop of Pala Diocese, Mar Sebastian Vilel. The design was entrusted to a Chennai-based firm, Trine Abbott and Davis, along with architect Patterson, who prepared the plan for what would become the Pala church town. The people of Pala wanted a tall, imposing structure. However, the architects refused to exceed 150 feet, the height of the Madurai Meenakshi temple. They felt it was inauspicious. So the Pala church tower's height was set at 144 feet. To carve the entire structure from stone, a master stone mason named Mathew was brought from Takala in Kanyakumari. His team carved 14,444 stones to build the tower. The work took 22 years and cost 14 lakh rupees at the time. Atop the tower stands a 12.5-foot statue of Christ the King. It was installed on the chapel in 1978, using giant pulleys brought from Kochi and heavy lifters from Kozhikode. There are steps leading up to 110 feet of the tower, followed by 7 ladders that take you to the top. Renovations over the years, including the rebuilding of the cross, were made possible by the support of countless believers.
ഈ ക്ലോക്ക് പിടിപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത് ഒരു മിഷൻ നടുക്ക് വെച്ചിട്ട് 4 റാഡിലേക്കാണ് സമയം ക്രമീകരിക്കുന്നത്. ജോജോ വാച്ച് കമ്പനി സംഭാവന ചെയ്തതാണ്. ജോജോ വാച്ച് കമ്പനി ഉണ്ട്, പാലയിലുള്ളൊരു കമ്പനി ഇപ്പോഴും ഉണ്ട്. ആദ്യം പാട്ടുപാടി പിന്നെ മണിയടിക്കുകയാണ്. ആ പള്ളി വെഞ്ചരിച്ച് കൊടുത്ത് വെച്ചാൽ.
After completing his work, Mathew chose to remain in Pala. It soon became his second home. As a gesture of gratitude, he gifted a beautifully carved stone flagpole to the church.
ഈ കുരിശുപള്ളിയിലെ പ്രധാന തിരുനാൾ പരിശുദ്ധ അമ്മയുടെ അമരോത്ഭവ തിരുനാളാണ്. 1854 പരിശുദ്ധ മറിയത്തിൻ്റെ അമലോത്ഭവം ഒരു വിശ്വാസത്യമായിട്ട് പ്രഖ്യാപിച്ചതിൻ്റെ 50-ാം വർഷത്തിൽ 1904 ഡിസംബർ 8-ാം തീയതി ആ ജൂബിലി ലോകമെമ്പാടും ആഘോഷപൂർവ്വം കൊണ്ടാടിയപ്പോൾ പാലായും ആ തിരുനാൾ ആഡംബരപൂർവ്വം ആഘോഷിക്കുകയുണ്ടായി. പിന്നീട് ഈ തിരുനാൾ പാലാ ജൂബിലി തിരുനാൾ എന്ന പേരിൽ അറിയപ്പെടുവാൻ തുടങ്ങി. എല്ലാ വർഷവും ഡിസംബർ 1 മുതൽ 9 വരെയുള്ള തീയതികളിലാണ് തിരുനാൾ ആഘോഷിക്കുന്നത്. ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ദിവസങ്ങൾ ഡിസംബർ 7-ഉം 8-ഉം തീയതികളിലാണ്.
Today, the Pala church tower or Pala Kurisupally stands not just as a structure of stone, but as a symbol of faith, memory, and the identity of Pala town.